Hello, everyone, and welcome to SONIQLOOX Conversations. It's our video series built around real, unfiltered talk with artists about their work, their process, and the lives that they're living alongside their music. In this conversation, we talk about independence, creative process, and what it looks like to keep making music that matters. Today, we're talking with indie singer-songwriter Morgan Hawkins out of Dallas, Texas. Morgan is a indie singer-songwriter whose work is rooted in honest storytelling and emotional clarity. Blending folk-leaning melodies with introspective lyrics, her songs explore identity, connection, and the quiet moments that often go unsaid. Whether writing in solitude or sharing her music in intimate live settings, Morgan approaches her craft with intention and restraint, creating songs that invite listeners in rather than asking for attention. Morgan, welcome to SONIQLOOX. How are you?
Wow, that was so sweet. I'm so good. Thank you so much.
I'm thrilled to be chatting with you. I really enjoy speaking with the artist beyond their music. So getting to know who's making this music that I'm enjoying. So thank you for taking some time. So just my first question to you is then, who are people meeting when the songs are stripped away and it's just you?
Yeah, it just my most vulnerable parts of me, my diary, yeah, my confessions.
Okay, your confession. That's interesting. That's like, is there I guess items within your confessions that you'd be hesitant to share in a song? Or like you've written lyrics and you're like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't say that?
I for me, writing is like a puzzle, and I'm definitely selective with um the parts of myself that I'm willing to
Okay.
show to show just later down the line. I'm like, am I going to want to talk about, this experience or what have you? But for instance, I have a song called Cut You Deeper about how sometimes I'm not really the sweetest to my husband, right? And so, like, that's
Okay.
a big example of like a confession.
hmm
Um, but yeah, I guess that's how I'd answer that.
Okay. Do you remember the first moment where a song surprised you after you wrote it?
Something that I love about writing is that I don't always feel like I say exactly what I want to say, but when I write, I feel like I write exactly what I want to write. And so whenever I end up finishing a song, I don't think I'm surprised
Okay.
because more so I think things I'll be like, wow, that's really it. Like
Got it.
this is really it. But I don't know if I've ever been surprised. And I might get off this call and go, oh wait, maybe I'm lying to him. Um, but but just being very honest, um, yeah, I don't know if I've ever been surprised. I think I've written, sang a song all the way through and been like, wow. Like maybe it sounds so narcissistic to say like, wow, this is really good, but
No, it's not narcissistic. I mean, I completely understand that. And I'm like you. I have sometimes difficulty verbalizing what I want to say, but give me a keyboard or a pen and I can get it down exactly what I want to say. So it's easier form of communication for me.
yes, yes, I feel like yeah, I'm right there with you. It's like interviews make me kind of nervous for that exact reason, but whenever I'm really like formulating something, it feels like a dopamine hit. Like it just feels like
Yeah.
it just clicks just right. And I'm like, yes, that is it. That is what I wanted to say.
Exactly. Well, when you are sitting down to write, what usually comes first for you? Is it a feeling, a line, or a sense of like urgency?
I think, no song is the same. Um, there are definitely moments where I've experienced something and I'm writing because I'm in like pain or I'm in so much joy. I'm like, oh, I have to write. But then there are also moments um, where a line will just hit me. I'll be like doing the dishes and one line will hit me and I'm like, oh, I gotta run and I gotta write this down and I gotta sing the melody really quick. But I think that's what I love about the process is that it never happens the same. It's so dynamic, right? It's just
Yes, yeah.
they're all so different.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. I was driving home and going to the parking lot, and I started just like talking about like a poem or something that popped into my head, and I didn't have a way to write it down. And I knew that I would forget it as soon as I got out of the car. So it's, do you ever have to deal with that where like your line or a line or two comes in your head, then you don't have any place to put it down and like trying to remember that what it was?
You know what? My advice to you there is your notes app is your best friend.
Ah, yes.
That is where I write all my songs. I mean, I will be laying in bed. The other night, I was laying in bed and something hit me and I like had to grab my phone and just write it out really quick. And Notes has really evolved to this point where you can grab a voice memo clip, you can press
Oh,
start and I
wow.
can
Okay.
just sing the melody and then I have it all right there.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, but I definitely experienced that, before I haven't always used my notes to write.
Hmm.
So I think in the past, yes, something would hit me and then I'd be like, oh shoot, what was that? Or how did that melody go? Because sometimes the melody with the words is what makes it great. And if you
Ah,
just
yes.
have one
Yes.
part of that, you're like, well, that doesn't sound the way how awesome I thought it did. So yeah, notes has been a lifesaver.
Yeah. I don't want to say I'm old school, but because I really do love technology. I am futuristic. I'm a futurist, but when I think of like for me songwriting, I always picture like a black notebook somewhere filled with like lyrics, and that's where it stems from. Like that's the see, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, these I have probably a stack of like 10 of these beside me. These are all what I used to write in, but um I'm a left-handed person, so you can
Oh.
hardly I can even hardly read my writing sometimes. So so sometimes the technology is nice because you at least it's legible.
Yeah, there you go. No. So has your relationship with performing your songs changed as your songwriting has deepened?
Yeah, performing live has been something I've loved and I've craved it, but I've also had to work a lot with the anxiety or excitement. Sometimes
Mhm.
your brain doesn't know the difference between exciting and anxious. And so the way you internalize that will then play out in your body. And so repetition is my best friend. And the more I play live, the more free I can actually be with the performance
Mhm.
because the first few performances, it's like, okay, as I'm walking up to the stage, I'm like, what's the first line of my song? I'll
Right.
get so nervous I might forget. But I think just continuing to get up on stages and make it that space feel like home then allows the freedom to actually perform and not just focus on not messing up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Trust me, I know what you mean. Coming
Yes.
from a theater background on being live on stage, and it's
Yes.
the like you said, the anxiousness versus the excitedness. And I love the thrill of being in front of a live audience, but then I'm also scared to death that I'm gonna mess up something. So yeah, rehearsal
You
repetition is right
you
on.
get it. You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah. I'm curious, when you're writing, how do you know when a song is finished versus when you're just done fighting with it?
Oh, I have so many songs that are probably unfinished. Like they're written, but there's maybe a few lines that I'm like, it's kind of what I was referring to earlier. Like it feels like a puzzle,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
and I don't know how, it's a feeling whenever the lyrics are just right. I just know it.
Yeah.
Um, And then I would say 80% of my songs, I'm like, it's okay, but I wouldn't probably put this out. I'd probably need to rework this specific verse or this part of the hook. But I think it's just a feeling. And if I feel like there's fight, if I'm trying really hard, if I'm going back to a song, sometimes I'll go through my catalog and I'll just practice songs. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work on this song. And it'll be pretty quick that I can rework something. If I
Mhm.
have to finagle with it too much. I'm like, okay, I just need to table that, move on to something else, right? Because it's just
Right,
not, it's not the time.
right. No, I hear you. Well, how do you prepare yourself then emotionally to share these songs that are finished when they, especially when they come from maybe quiet or private places?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually have a project that I'm about to get in the studio and start on an album. And it's kind of my origin story, and it's about a time in my life I'm not like the most proud of, you know, like
Hmm.
we all have skeletons in our
Right.
closet. Um, I don't know. I don't know what makes you like ready to be open about those things, but I think it's just acceptance of, you know, acceptance of self
Mhm.
and just knowing that there might be somebody out here that hears this song and maybe they're going through a really not great time and
Yeah.
this song is going to give them something to hold on to. Um, I think that holding on to that too
That's
is you know, don't be, I can't be so selfish.
There you go. You can't be selfish with your songs, especially when they will help someone. I'm sure of it. Someone I like when artists tell me that they like that their songs don't make people feel like they're alone anymore. Because
Yeah.
that is so true. It is when I listen to music and I'm hearing people sing lyrics and songs that apply to portions of my life, it really matters, which is why I think why I love doing this and talking with artists. What does, now this question is going to be a little bit different, but what does silence do for you creatively? Creatively.
Yes. It just depends, I think, on where I'm at in that moment.
Okay.
But I mean, when I'm going to write a song, it has to be quiet, right? If I really don't even like people to be
True.
home in the house, I'm like, I don't even want your energy here. Get out of here. Um, it really, I think, opens you up creatively, that space, right? But I think sometimes we get afraid of that silence,
Yeah, we do.
right?
Hmm.
And then, I mean, there's sometimes I've had such a crazy day that I'm like craving silence. So I think it kind of depends on where I'm at. But if I'm going to create, I'm like, it's got to be quiet. I can't hear other things.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. It was like I have trouble with stillness
Mm,
and just
oh,
sitting in not silence, but just sitting in trying to silence my brain, I guess.
and my question, because I'm also a yoga instructor, so my question for you with that would be, what are you trying to run away from in your body that is trying to come to the surface? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, good thing I'm not being interviewed today. No. That is a great question. What is my trying to run away from in my body? I'll have to get back to you on that. Never thought about that. That is a very good question.
Well, I'll be looking for your response.
Um, when an audience and you're performing live connects to a song differently than maybe what you intended, how does that make you feel?
Cool, right? Because it's like we all have our own experience and how we experience things. You can take 20 people in a room and have them listen to the same song. It's gonna be embodied differently to each of them. And I think that's so powerful and beautiful
Hmm.
that, you know, my very niche experience through my song can hit 20 people 20 different ways. I think that's really cool.
That's true. That is very cool, especially like you said, each person will take something different from it. When you writing the song and you're performing it, do you have a particular way you want people to feel about a certain lyric or a certain song?
You know, I don't think I'm thinking about how anybody is going to experience a song when I'm writing it. I think I am I'm trying to write in a way that's very broad so that it's not um so that it can be relatable across the board because sometimes I'm writing about something that is so niche that if I write about this exact thing, it's like, well, no one's gonna be able to relate to this, or very few. Um, so yeah, I don't know.
Well, so the reason I keep pushing this point for you is because you're going to be releasing a song coming up this Friday. Um, well, if you're watching this video, it'll be out when after you see this video, whenever it is, and it's called Pretty Bird. Now, you did share it with me, and I must say the lyrics that in it, the message in it, I took away something from it, which I'm sure other people will take something different, but it was just such fantastic message you were conveying. And I just wanted to tell you that because I really enjoyed, I think the fact that the twist in it, I don't want to give too much away because I want people to experience it the way I did the first time. But it is, I'll just say it's such a fantastic song and it just, the message behind it is so wonderful.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. This is probably actually the song I'm most nervous about releasing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that really means a lot. And I'm so happy that you took something out of the song and that it meant something to you.
Yes. And once it does come out, I'm going to be sure to share it out with everyone and drop how it, what it means more to me because I want people to experience it and take away their own feelings from it. And it's called Pretty Bird, comes out soon. I'll just say that, or came out recently, depending on when you watch this video. So thank you for writing that and sharing that part of you with us.
Thank you so much. That's so special to me.
And my final question for you, and it's going to be looking forward into the future, taking out the crystal ball. What version of yourself feels closest to the music you want to make next?
Oh, I don't know. I with this next project I have, like I said, well, I guess I'll backtrack a little bit. I've put out my songs pretty systematically. Besides Santa Please, I put that one out because it was, Christmas, and I wanted to give everybody a sad Christmas song. But the other songs I put out in an order to kind of explain like what I stand for and who I am.
Okay,
So like Human is a lot about your mental health,
right.
and Restless is about being restless to go after your dream. Mixed is having mixed emotions about everything. Then Who I Am is about who I am and where I'm from. Um, but I do have, like, as I said earlier, some skeletons in my closet, parts of my life that I have a lot of regret and wish I could do differently. And I will be releasing, it's kind of like that origin story from
Yeah.
a lot of my 20s, being in a really toxic relationship. And so, yeah, I'm sharing. It'll be the most vulnerable share yet, and there will be some fun songs in there, like the single that will be. I'm pretty sure I'm going to title this project "Wrong Side of Town"
Ooh.
because of a song that I have, and I was on the wrong side of town during this time of my life. But that one's a little more lighthearted. But there are a lot of songs in that are very telling for the place I was at in life, and just being vulnerable with, um, you know, unhealthy relationships, and hoping that people that maybe are in that same place gives them the courage to walk away from that
Yeah.
sooner than I was able to. Um, yeah, so I don't know if that really answered that question very well, but I'm just trying to get really vulnerable. I didn't want my first bodies of work to be about men or the men that have hurt me, but now that I've kind of put out some music, explaining who I am and what I stand for, mental health, I'm ready to share these heartbreak songs, with the world.
There you go. Well, I think I think it's really courageous of you to, and I say this to really most artists because you're sharing, like you said, the most vulnerable side of you. And not a lot of people do that. They mostly want to just keep it, tucked away and aren't ready or willing or able to do something like that. So I look forward to the album when it gets released. Now, if people want to follow you and follow your journey on social medias, where's the best place for them to find you?
Best place to find me, I'm the same handle in both TikTok and Instagram.
Okay.
Um, Instagram is probably where I share less fluff. TikTok is where I tend to get more, it's like more of a discovery platform for
Right.
me. So I've got more followers there and I tend to push out more content that's just like, hey, this is who I am, this is my music. Whereas Instagram is probably, I wouldn't say more intimate, but just less of that discovery and
Hmm.
more about, hey guys, this is my day to day. But I do have an email list on my website that if you subscribe to it, anytime I write a new song, I record a voice memo. I tell you why I wrote the song, and
Oh,
then I send it
cool.
out to everybody.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
so that could be a place. I'm also sharing like clips of new releases, of early releases there. Um, so going to morganhawkinsmusic.com, signing up for that email list will be the best way to just stay in the know. You get all the firsthand behind the scenes stuff.
All the juicy tidbits, yes.
That's right, all my dirty little secrets.
Well, Morgan, thank you for spending some time with us here at Sonic Looks. We really appreciate that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I can't tell you how like flattered and honored I am that you wanted to talk to me and really just um, I'm trying to go full in on my music career this year, and so it was just a little bit of a affirmation that I'm on the right path that you even wanted to speak with me. So it really meant the world to me. So thank you so much, Danny.
Not a problem. And right on Morgan Hawkins 2026. We'll drop the mic and walk away there. Thank you, everyone out there. Be sure to go follow Morgan on social media. Go subscribe to her newsletter for all those juicy tidbits. And we'll see you guys next time.
Ooh.